Hi, Jackie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm designing for One Sketch Three Ways. This month we're using a page map from March 2026, and I'm also using Simple Stories Say Cheese Happiest Place collection. So as you can see on the screen, I've chosen this paper as my background. Just want to give an edge, and I've got the white cardstock which I'm going to cut down to 11 by 11 so that I've just got a slight border of that pattern paper. I've also chosen 4 of the 6 by 8 sheets as well that I am going to cut into squares, 2-inch squares. But before I do that, I am just going to gut out the middle of this pattern paper. I was going to use it on the layout to back my photograph, but I forgot all about it. So it's just going to go in the pile and I will use the bit again. I just thought it was a waste just to leave all that spare paper in the middle. So I'll leave about, I don't know, about a 2-inch, 1.5 inch, 2-inch border around the edge. And then I stick the white paper over the top. I do roughly distress the edges of the white cardstock. I don't do it, I just do a light distress of it, just so it gives it a bit of texture and a bit of lift from the background. So I'm just going to stick that down. I really think I stick that down off camera. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to use these pattern papers and, like I said, cut 2-inch squares out of the pattern paper, and I've got 4 pattern papers and I have 3 of the squares going down the left hand side of the page. Like I said, this layout is for One Sketch Three Ways, which I do with my friends Sarah and Helen. I'll leave a link in the description box below to their YouTube. Each month we choose a sketch. We either design one or we choose one that we found online, and we design a layout, do a video, and we interpret the sketch to our style. And we've also got a Facebook group. All the information is in the description box below this video. So there it is. I've got all my squares ready and cut out, and I've positioned them so they're nicely staggered down the page. And then I'm just going to use my distresser and just lightly distress all the edges again, just to give them a bit of lift from the background paper. I don't add any ink splatter or anything to that white cardstock. Once you see the layout, you will see that the colours really fill the cardstock, so it doesn't really need anything additional to it. So I'm just going to lay down all my pattern papers. I've got 12 squares going down the left hand side. I do line them all up, and I think, oh yes, I do fast forward, so you don't want to see me one, cutting all the 2-inch squares out, and then 2, just sticking them all down. So I do stick them down. What else do I do? Yeah, so I just stick them down, and then I start off, I've only got 6, I think, and I do end another 2, 4, no, I have 8, and then I end up having another 4, just so that the squares go like 2/3 across the paper. So I've stuck all those down, and then it's time to attach my photograph, which is a 3x4 photograph, and it's a photograph of me and James on our cruise last year, and we were just departing, or setting sail, as they say, from Southampton docks on the Disney Fantasy. I don't think I've scrapped this photograph before. I might have done, but anyway, I just liked it how we were just watching as we were departing on board. And then I'm just gonna back the photograph with some white cardstock, so that I just had a white border, just so it lift the photograph off the page. And then using the 6 by 8 papers that I used, I've just added 2 pattern papers behind my photograph, leaving a white border. I do forget to distress the pink paper, but it doesn't matter, and I just lightly distress the green edge paper anyway. And then it was a case, and on the back of that, I do add some 3D form, again, just to give it some bit more texture and definition to the page and lift a few of the elements up. I didn't think I needed all those 6, but I did put 6 on there. I don't know why I put 6 pads on there, but anyway. So I have just gone off camera. I went through all my bits and pieces, pie gun, my stickers and things like that, and found some that I could relate to my layout. I didn't want to cover every single square up, but I do end up covering quite a few of them up. So no, they're not stuck down yet, as you can see on there. I do end up sticking them all down with 3D form. So I'm just moving them off, adding my photograph to the right hand side, slightly overlapping the squares, and I should have stuck the journaling spot down first and then put that over, but I didn't, so I ended up having to cut the journaling spot 2/3 top of it off, and then I can add it underneath my layout to underneath my photograph to add some journaling, which is only saying that was our first cruise on the Disney Fantasy, and we were so excited for the adventure to begin. So I'm just going to stick that underneath. Just tuck it underneath, because I'd put the foam pads, I couldn't get the whole of the journaling block underneath, but it doesn't matter, I stuck it down. And then I'm going to use the foam stickers as my title, and I've just put adventure, just use adventure on there, and I just put that across the 3 of the what are they, squares. Losing my words then. And I couldn't see of anything else that I wanted to put on. This collection is mainly for Disney parks. It's got a lot of titles and references to being at a Disney park. But if you go through it, because we'd gone on a cruise, we have been to the Disney parks, but if you go through it, I managed to find things that was more generic as opposed to specifically for the parks. So I'm just going to put that one up there that says let's go. Again, I've added 3D form to the back, so that's one of the die cuts. I found these 2 little tickets, a yellow and a pink one. I've added 3D form to the tops just to elevate the tops of the tickets, stick them together, and then I put over a phrase that says take my photo over the top. The bottom left square, I've added a flower die cut, and on it says being together. Again, I've added 3D form to that, and they've also got those flags at the banner flags at the top right of the photograph of the layout, and again I've added 3D form under there. I have fast forwarded quite a lot of this because obviously it's repetition, and you don't want me just seeing me sticking form pads on, but that's what I've done. So the top banner border has also got 3D pads as well. So I think this is where I'm adding the flower to the bottom left. And then I think off camera, I do add 1 or 2 other bits as pieces, especially from the foam sticker sheet going round the page. So I think this is where everything's stuck down. So I'm just going through the sticker sheets now to see what I can add. And my first sticker I put is happiness starts here, because obviously it was within the first hour or so of actually being on board. I do make a mistake and stick that down directly onto the cardstock. I do manage to lift it up and add 3D form to it. It wasn't a mistake, it was just like I just put it down automatically. I just wanted to add these 2 little labels to the right hand side. This is where I've just added my date on there. So here's everything stuck together. So now I'm just going to give you a few close-ups. So I've added the die cuts. I've added some brads as well, just dotted some brads around, as you can see. I've added stickers, and so that one I've just put extra foam pads behind. And like I said, please check out Ellen and Sarah's layouts. The links will be in the descriptions box below, and come over to our Facebook group and join in for this month's sketch. Here are a few close-ups of my layout. Thank you for stopping by. Till next time, bye.